Oh, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is your host Jimmy here. You know I'm the true boss here. Look at my fucking biceps. Oh, so strong. Just like how Mmat performed today. It's a big green candle. Oh, let's go. Who's pumped for the fucking earnings tomorrow, guys? Oh my god, we're going $5, boys. Let's fucking go. Hey dudes and dudettes, I'm very sorry about Jimmy. Alright, I think he gets a little bit overexcited, and sorry about his loudness. We usually lock him up with Eddie in a closet and then keep them dark, and make sure that they don't really make that much of noise, because I really think, everybody should be really rational about this price movement and should be like, calm down just a little bit. Shut the fuck up, DD, you FUD! You're the guy who's talking about earning delay. Guess what? George's not having an earning delay, bro! So what now, huh? So what now, Oh, okay, I did say that, but here's my reasoning, okay? Due to the extensive filing cycle and the so much document they have to actually hand over and they have to audit, that means my suspicion for how fast they can get all the pro forma financial statement done, I don't really think they're able to do it by tomorrow afternoon, or really like provide a very accurate information. But again, they can always file amendments, right? And also, what I think is rational for them is really for like the logic of the earning delay is because, right after a merger, right after a reverse merger, you have this period of time where you have to think about how you're going to use your cash. And in this case, they decided to acquire a company. And by doing the acquisition, I'm just assuming nobody's going to sue them for like later on in a couple of years or whatever, when people are looking back, the shareholders are looking back and trying to, I don't know, sue them for something. And then they have to provide sort of an intent. Provide a document to prove the intent of acquisition. And in that document, if the intent of acquisition was actually even pre-merger, or if there's some insider connection between these two companies, then they have to sort of, due to compliance issues, they have to like disclose that kind of stuff. So then that's what I'm really worried about, that will cause delay. But in general, delay or not delay, it doesn't really affect anything because everything's already priced in my own spread when I'm doing the calculation. So we're super excited today though, because we have a huge green day today, about 10%, even though average price would sort of fall back to where I think it's current fair value at about 3.54, 3.53 or 3.5-ish. You can see in the morning if you go to my Discord, let's see. If you go to our Discord, you will see some of my viewers decided to they're trying to FOMO really, and thank you for thanking me. So if you go back up, that's around where did it go? That's around here. Around about 9:38, I warn everyone, because that's where it gets to like something crazy like 3.63, like $3.7. And then I said do not FOMO at 3.63 to 6.65. Just a kind reminder. If someone clips this, it shows that I care about you guys, which I do. And I'm trying to. I cannot always be your guardian angel because I'm just like doing my research on my own, and also I gotta do something out at work, and also gotta find new jobs and stuff. So then I'm doing research. I'm doing some like interesting research on some other companies that I might put on Patreon about. And number two and I had a pretty good conversation this morning about one of the trade I placed last Friday. And that's about a 35 to 50% increase on that trade. Pretty nice. And then I remind when I look at Mmat, it reminded me that I should tell my viewers like stop FOMOing, right? Don't do that, because essentially what the shorts is gonna do is they're gonna wait. They're probably gonna pull out a little bit. Some of them might pull out some of the cover calls and pull out a little bit of their short position. Wait until earnings tomorrow. If there's nothing major happening tomorrow, then they will just keep shorting it back to where it was. And then due to to the movement, that means today the spread is actually profitable. So if you actually last Friday you did either a credit put spread or either a credit call spread on it's probably going to be profitable because they pull out their positions. But right now, as of right now, a lot of the options can actually fall back to fair value right now. And you can see a lot of you are asking like, should you or should you not buy back your recovery calls? Well, really depending on what's your theta value. The theta decay is going to be very, very nasty by the end of this week and by the end of the next week. So if the option on your sell is not going to be in, if you don't expect it to be in the money, then there's no point of buying them back because of the theta decay. And if you look at all of the price in, like all of the volume pricing and everything, the open interest shows that there might be a potential gamma squeeze, but the fact that if you look at the average IV, the average IV graph, which I don't have it here because it's on my another computer, and I don't know how to make it sort of both screen record, or I'm a little bit too lazy about like showing both of the things and then just cut it in and out. You will see that today the higher price range is at 40, and then the lower is probably around like 32-ish, like 0.32-ish, right? And then it really depends on tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I don't see it go back to $5. So all of these are speculative calls that it's like trading a option call as a commodity. Consider it super cheap right now. Consider the theta decay. But if tomorrow gets to $4, this one might be profitable. But the problem is you still have about if you look at the thing, you still have about a week until auction expiration. A lot of things could happen in a week, and it really depending on what kind of news George is going to push out tomorrow. By the company's sort of carbon footprint and business footprint, even in Japan, I checked some of the registry and everything. There's nothing really major happening. So again, as I said before, I am bullish on Meta long term, but right now I'm trying to keep my cool, and I'm trying to go back to my old self where I'm trying to be a little bit more emotionless rather than trying to team up with George. Because a lot of times, a lot of decisions he makes a little bit questionable. But I do believe in the tech of the company, so I'm trying to give you guys the most factual information or the most objective sort of price point prediction at this point. Even though a lot of my predictions are super on point. Like for example, today, if you go down there, I posted on here is on my prediction from the morning. Sorry about the typo on here. It's actually 3.53 to 3.50. And I talked about RI a little bit. Not really. I wrote RI because I do have my own RI calculation and everything. So I said remind this score not to FOMO, because really if you FOMO before earnings, it's a pretty bad practice. What you should do is you actually should buy in Friday and actually do something today instead of buying today and then wait for tomorrow's earning news, because it's actually a coin toss at this point, because there's no available data online that will support any of your assertions by buying into this earning, even though we're all bullish on here. And I said remember to check list for earnings. I have another extensive list that I might make a video about the earning this week, including NEO and everything. And all of you know that I'm bullish on NEO. And delay percentage is 50%. There's a 50% chance of a delayed earning depending on how George want to play it. And I think George moved the earning from mid-market to post-market like I suggested in my other video. I'm really glad that their CFO and him actually listened to our videos. And we know that they actually followed our Twitter from, I think, day 3 when we posted some of the videos. So yeah, so you guys always accuse me of being such a bad person, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to help here, okay? And if not delayed, then because the school of trading that I'm in really is when my mentor started it. It's about like, we call this scenario trading, but not really like the British school of scenario trading. It's more a inner market analysis sort of type of scenario trading. And I already have 6 or 7 scenarios out. And I have probability distribution for all of them, like in my head, like the probability of everything happen. So if not delayed, then scenario 2 and 3 will kick in, and if delayed, then scenario 1, 4, and 5 will kick in, and all I have to do is just give it a bigger spread. So everything right now, as of how I trade, it's already accounted for. All right, let's just look at today's price movement, right? I don't really want to make this video long because I want to make another video about the good and bad prediction for the earnings or the reaction sort of thing. So today, really, there's nothing to talk about. We have a really, really fantastic day. We started off with, around 2.37, which reclaimed the price average from a week ago, which is right here, right? You see this big pull down right here where shorts are actually trying to play a very interesting joke on us last week, but also because of, the inflation and everything outlook. So that's like normal. But now we reclaim that point. We can't really say this is a gap up. This is not really a gap up because pre-market people buying in for the earnings. Like, a lot of people will buy in for the earnings because we expect something big will happen. And then today we have a really, really huge pull up because there's literally no resistance because my hypothesis is shorts actually didn't really add up a lot of volume today. So by the end of tonight, we go to our regular short volume MMAT website, go see, you will see that the short volume is probably going to be lower than 50%. And when you have added up buying volume, you will see a huge pull up here. And I told you guys when the price reaches 3.69, 3.7, I told my Discord that do not FOMO or not. I mean, again, we're not financial advisors. We do not give financial advices, but we try to make sure that, all the dads and all the moms and all the, sisters and brothers in Discord won't lose money. And so we don't encourage people to FOMO because price justification, like I said before, the highest price justification for right now is 3.63 and the lowest one is probably around 3.49, but usually consolidated around 3.5-ish. As you can see, on aftermarket, it drops down a little bit because, when people have a cool head after one day of trading, they realize that, the acquisition worth about $0.27 per share. And if you add up the twice plus the premium plus all the math supported a 3.54 sort of support line, but it doesn't support a higher value other than that. And 3.8 is more like a long shot. So at this point, this is totally under control, and everything is predictable. Everything is under control right now, and today is a very smooth sailing day. But after earning tomorrow, so tomorrow is Tuesday. On Wednesday, there might be some resistance depending on what George says tomorrow. And if we go deep in George's speech tomorrow, we might find some hints of what short's gonna do in the next few days. And sort of, I would put you guys or us as a group, consolidated group, into their shoes and sort of predict what they're gonna do. So then a lot of you can preserve some of your little profits that you had today, and maybe do some option spreads that could preserve some of the working capital, and then maybe put into some of the other trades that I found is gonna be super profitable in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. And just another shout out to Charles. I know you're busy. You're like the dad of the Discord. Don't worry, AEI today is having a pretty good day. Breakouts happening and everything. Don't worry, the sandwich money is coming back. And for those of you who entered HMLP, also don't worry because the pullback is due to dividend recapture and due to the oil consolidation and correction. And I'm smiling. That means I have a plan ahead, and don't worry about it. And for those of you who actually average down for those two stocks, probably good for you because if you average down on AEI, you're probably already making a profit if you're doing it right with correct, money allocation. So if you go on Fintel lastly, we go on Fintel and look at, as I predicted 6 minutes ago, there are 1.5 million shares out here. And in the morning, there are actually, less, and then available becomes more. And coincided with this, sort of a confirmation will be if we scroll down, then we will see a sort of like a lowered borrowing fee. Yes, we do have a lower borrowing fee. You see the shorts are not really attacking today. The shorts are not really doing anything as far as today goes. So the short volume haven't come out yet. And then if you go look at insider or like owners, institutional owners, to be honest, any position added today that are less than 1 million, it doesn't really matter. If you look at all of these, it doesn't really matter. The lot size, the share size, and the lot size doesn't really matter per se. And you see some people pull out already, and a lot of you are talking about Nancy's husband fund, and I don't know what Sterling is saying from the paraphrasing that number two was telling me the other day, was that I think he said Sterling is saying that like Nancy's husband also bought in AMC before the squeeze. Just make sure that, as I reminded you guys on Discord, that it's very irrational to think that way. Where did it go? Delay a boost. See, in Discord I told you guys the boost and everything, and where is it? See, I said you will see this afternoon's video is gonna be quite informative. You will see why. Also, stop making irrational logical assumptions that big institutional investors, more like smaller ones, have bigger entry odds. So stop making an assumption that institutional investors actually have a bigger entry odds. Actually, they don't. On average, institutional investors that are profitable actually have a less than 50% hit rate. That means if they pick 10 stocks, there are 5 stocks that they pick will be losing stocks, and 5 stocks that they pick will be winning stock. And you cannot use that logic to use it in a consistent model. And if you do that, then it's just going to be a huge logic failure that might bite you in the ass at the end. So I said, so whoever posted a Nancy post on Reddit might be disappointed by the end of this week. And shout out to Eddie again, because Eddie's been a pretty good boy today, not being too dramatic. And we love him, Abby. We love you. And just make sure that you also don't make those assumptions, and make sure and be careful with all of these, right? Because Fidelity's price average is way less than us, by the way. Okay, Fidelity's price average is literally like pre-merger, and it's super low too. And if you look at other big positions like Vanguard, their position, this is covered. But if it's not covered, you won't know. It's like 0.61, or like it's twice the amount of the price average of George's holding price right now. George's holding price is about 0.26, so they're twice these amount. That's why these guys are not worried, because when price actually hits $1 or $2.5, as I said before, then another reverse split will happen, and then they will probably readjust their position, might even buy more. And 3.5 is not really the point where institution holds their majority of their chips. A lot of institutions still hold the majority of their chips around like $1, even less than that. All right, I think this is it for today. I think we're all pretty pumped. Not only Jimmy for tomorrow's earnings. Let's see what George has for us. And if you guys haven't liked this video, smash a like button. If you haven't subbed, go sub. Because, if you're subbed, you're going to get 10 years of good luck. All right, see you guys on the upside.